Yeah, for those on YouTube, yes, I have a blade nose at the time of this happening. But Big Nasty KL posted a video about talking about Dre video, talking about Dre still unexplored, even by pros. So I'm just here to provide my like my thoughts about it, because I definitely saw the video and I can see both sides. I feel both sides though. I just feel both sides.
It's frustrating.
I'm not sure I can say like exactly that.
Character is still untapped. This character still has so much to learn, right? There's so much still to optimize. There's so much still to like create. But the thing about it is that, like, respectfully, not a lot of people are creators. Some people are just like, show me what I need to do and then I'm good to go. And there's nothing wrong with that. The point is that I'll see people and they feel like they've taken the character as far as they can, and they still don't use Feng Shui Engine right. And I'm like, you haven't optimized that character yet. How do you know where this character is? How do you know how good they are? And it's because a lot of times, even the best players don't know how to look at value.
Okay, I think he has a point, but I think also that we kind of see where the character is based on just core strengths. So for example, you know, if I look at, I don't know, freaking like DJ, you know, I'm like, drive rush is good, buttons are good, special moves are good, you know, anti-airs are very good. That's kind of like how I think pros see a lot of it, is that they see those things and it's like, yeah, that character's pretty good. Juri is definitely one of those characters, you know, good fireball, good drive rush, good anti-airs, has good damage, has good overall everything. So she's pretty good in that regard. So I think that pros look at it as that as like a checklist almost, because if you don't have the checklist, it's kind of moot to play the character, you know.
I'll give you an example. Anyone who's been here since the start knows I have said this shit. Jamie's level 2 is his best tool. No one uses this shit. But slowly, people are gonna start. But I've said this before. How can you not look at his level 2 as being cheap when Jamie at stage 4 is so good? And
okay, the thing about Jamie is that, yes, level 4 is good and level 2 is solid. The only problem is, if you play, let's say JP, Guile, any character with like very good zoning, or like Dalsum or something like that, it can kind of defeat the purpose of level 2, and then your best tool becomes what? You know, you just be like, oh shit, well, how
are we talking about Jamie being good or bad if people aren't trying to optimize level 2? But people just want to, because, well, you say not optimize level 2, but that's because, bro, like, you gotta look at the character core strength. If I don't have level 2, it's really hard for Jamie, because it's like, he has solid buttons in my opinion, but you gotta, you know, first get to level 1, so you gotta sacrifice Oki depending on your situation. Then if you want breakdance, aka the way to go around projectiles, you gotta just sacrifice level 2 so you get more damage and everything like that. You gotta do all that, and then maybe if I get a level 4, I'm like, bro, either I'm killing them or I'm saving it for a level 3 for nice juicy damage. Look at the characters in a bubble, and Juri is one of those too. So I know players like PR Rog, who is now saying, I think I'm done with Juri. And I'm going like, yeah, your FSC was great. Still unoptimal, still unexplored. His execution's great. He comes from Marvel, right? Juri at the current time is a block of stone, and we're still trying to find ways to crack it. But some people...
Yeah, he's not wrong. Oh, wait, I just realized I'm blocking him, bro. He's not wrong saying that Juri's not undiscovered or something like that, because it's still new stuff to work on and everything, of course, because people are trying to figure out, like, the people who are in a lab definitely are thinking more and more about like what to do and everything. I know Yosan's creating stuff, everyone's creating stuff, M2 Cloud, all of them. So it's still, we're still trying to figure out how stuff works. The only thing I would say about the PL Balrog thing is that, because, you know, it's getting close to the end of the season, we're kind of just like, he's kind of just like, you know, saying, yeah, Juri can do this, it's nice, she's a really good character and everything like that. It just sucks that her weaknesses are this and that, which the very good characters have, because they don't have to worry about that, you know. I don't think he's like dropping Juri. I think he's gonna try and do like a dual main, which is perfectly fine. I think he's trying to do Luke and other stuff.
Can't tell how good the character is yet. No one is trying to develop it. In like 2 years, when we have like a list, like these are the optimal things to do in this case, and we could give it to players, and this is the playbook, this is how we play the character. I think Juri will go up 100%. Right now, everyone says Juri is like probably the bottom tier of top 10. Angry Bird has her at...
I would say so. If you look at tier lists and everything like that, I will probably agree. Like if I made one just now on top of my head, just just to make one for shits and giggles. Like, I'd probably put her around here-ish, maybe. I'll probably put her down. I don't know. She's very good. And I think only because these characters just do something that she doesn't do. Or they do what she does, but better.
I legitimately think you just can't sit there and block all day. You have to act. If you block Feng Shui Engine, you lose your drive gauge.
Yeah, that is true.
So what does everyone say? You parry it, right? If they flash that, and if they let go, they're punishable, right? They can't counter that.
Here's the thing now. Now you gotta add DP, you gotta add jab, you gotta add jump out, you gotta add neutral jump. It's kind of like you gotta add a lot of this stuff on defense because there's way more defense. It's stuff you gotta think about constantly about defense.
And when you're in recovery, you still need to block correctly. If I change him to standing block only, and I go low, he gets hit because he's not crouching while he blocks.
That's true.
Most people will block low all the time, right? So this isn't a case. Most people will just
parry low.
Just block low, right?
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a deal, but they're stuck in that animation. So you overhead them. Overheads are safe. So even if they block it, fine, but most people block low there. And now it's a punish counter, which means you combo after it. On top of it, if they block low here and they flash, big punish. Are you kidding me?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing I have about this. How many times are you gonna land this compared to just landing a simple combo? This situation happening is not very likely. Only because I'm like, all right, you throw loop me. You know, people would definitely would just be like, I could jump out, I can do this and that. Unless they're like super predictable, they're doing the same thing over and over again, then you do this. But it's like if they're mixing it up, this situation is not as common.
But what does everyone do? Right? They do that, which does a good amount of damage. But instead of taking 2,000, I could take 3,000 or 4,000. So why do I bring that up? Well, under Feng Shui Engine, you're forced to make a decision, right?
Here's the thing. Okay, so this is all like, for context, I think this is all under Feng Shui Engine type thing, which I'm like, you're not wrong. But also in this game, I could just set up a GG situation where, you know, you're low on drive gauge and I can kill you, and you know, it's game over with like level 3. So it's kind of just like, yeah, cool, shake my hand. So I don't know like the context as to like, you know, it's not like JP level 2 where that shit's like, yeah, you hella use that all the time. I think level 2 is situational.
Am I going to throw you? Am I going to DI you? Am I going to strike you? Am I going to do nothing and watch you whiff something? Am I going to jump in? Am I going to double overhead? Am I going to empty low? Am I going to keep my pressure up here? Am I going to stop there? Am I trying to bait a drive reversal? Am I trying to bait a DP? You can't DP here. There's so much to think about. Like, chat, what do you do here? What do you do there? Most people, once they
the best situation to use level 2,
they'll do that.
I think the best situation level 2 is when they're low on drive gauge. You want to specifically like take away their drive, like 2 bars ish or so, or they're burnout. Like, if they're literally just burnout GG, you know. I think those situations are very good to use level 2. I think that you don't need to use level 2 if you're like, I want to save for level 3, which is, you know, that's definitely competitor mindset. You're like, yo, save for level 3, guaranteed. Like, you recover your drive gauge, and what is it? You take away, depending on if it's CA or not, 1.5 to 2 bars, right? So that's definitely a thing to think about when you're dealing with your super bars. Is that what's your plan? I think Feng Shui is just, it's a very good super when it works, but it can be very dog shit when it doesn't. Because I can have a Gao situation like this where I put them here, and then they drive reverse. All right, cool, I got no bar.
But once you get wind of that, you'll do that. Or you'll do, as I said.
Yep, this is a mix-up.
Do something like that. You have to respond. You cannot block everything. And the reason why you can't block everything, because this exists.
Yeah, see, I don't know what you're getting by like people are blocking. I don't know what that's about. I'm thinking to myself, people tend to like block for a second and then they parry. But other than that, that's kind of like what they do. Blocking all the hits of Feng Shui. Yeah, no one really does that. They'll make a decision. Like if you do, for example, low forward stand medium punch, people make a decision. All right, I'm a jab, DP, wake up super, parry. I'm gonna do that. They're making a decision, which is true, which is pretty common, especially at a high level. So I think that's the thing about Feng Shui, is that it makes people make a decision, which is very common. Yeah, that
Sorry,
just
it doesn't matter how good you are, you're forced to make a decision. And the more you know, the less they know, the better off you are. But people don't talk about things. Chat, if I were to ask you, how do you block this? I bet you guys would get it wrong. You get it right, but you'll get it wrong too. Trick question. But how do you block that? You hold back or you hold forward. It doesn't matter.
I feel like everyone knows that though.
He still blocks it.
Just block double overhead.
Look, he's holding forward. He still blocks it. I'm far here, boy.
I don't think this is like much to be like said. This is just 50-50. This is RPS.
Cool, right?
That just block strings on block strings. This is just make a break. Like JP doing a block string with you on level 2. Just
shit, right?
Make a game plan. Or Blanca doing a block string. Make a game plan, you know?
Fine by me.
Wait, what was the combo we did? Yo, look-key, that combo. I'm gonna steal that shit.
I might do that shit, right?
See, if you're late in this, you just read the person. I feel like you just read a person, you know?
Absolutely fine.
Crazy.
A good way to say it is I remember in Street Fighter 4, everyone saying Dudley's trash. And then Smug comes along. Smug just destroys everybody. But people looked at it incorrectly. They were like, only Smug can bring the best out of Dudley. It's incorrect. It's not that only Smug was able to bring the best out of the Dudley. It was that only Smug was willing to do what it took to be good with Dudley. If you look at how Smug plays, you could just copy that and learn from it. He gives you the blueprint on how to be good with the character. If you're not...
Yeah, but I think also Smug had his own flair. Smug definitely had his own flair in was it 4. If you have your own flair of doing some things, it's like, yeah, that was kind of sick.
If you're saying that only Smug can be good with Dudley, you're also saying that you're not good enough to play him. Then if you're saying that you need to learn all these things first to untap her to be top 5, and you're down here, and you don't want to put in this here, then say that.
Untapping Juri, it makes sense, because like the JP players are still discovering combos, right? JP players are still discovering combos that are sick as hell. Don't get me wrong, right? And they're pretty unfair. However, it's mainly like just JP of what he can do that makes him strong. His normals, special moves, conversions, you know, his drive rush is pretty good. His reversal is very good. And then when you do level 2, low key, you can make it simple. You can just do the unblockable. There's like an unblockable right there. And there's also a crossover version. You'd be like, yo, I'm gonna just do these 2 things. And people guess wrong. It's like, yo, why aren't you doing any other combos? I don't need to think if people aren't gonna block them, you know? With Juri, it's like, bro, if I could play super bland, low forward drive rush and do this and that and just have basic fundamentals and win, and be like, cool, I want a major. The Feng Shui people are like, oh, how dare you not use Feng Shui and everything? I'm like, bro, you can use Feng Shui all you want. If you can't get the hit, then it's like, all right, cool.
Chat, this is tech that I was trying to come up with, right? I got y'all. Hold on a second, right? That's coolish, right?
That's
like,
cool.
What else can we do here? Like this is.
But here's the thing.
Cool.
I'm like, all right, cool. Wait. If I get this hit, right? I'm like, yo, why not just take the safe jump? See, my tournament brain is kicking. I'm like, all right, take it to the corner, and boom, you got a safe jump. Cool. It's like, all right, cool. You know, fireball. Fireball hits meaty, of course. If they block it, you're plus. If it's hit, you're plus 15. You get another one. It's just the logical stuff makes more sense because it's like, all right, cool. I want to do this, and now they're in a bad situation, aka the corner.
See? That's crazy to me.
Yeah, but look how much bar you burnt for this. 3, 2. And if you block that, you took away half. You'll get your dry gauge back because you blocked it, but you burned 5 bars for that. And I'm like, is that worth it to bust off for them to call out DP? Yeah, I know that. I saw Yosan do that shit. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
A reset into like almost 4K. Let's just say season 2 drops and everyone's like, Juri's win rate isn't as good as it should be. Let's buffer a bit, right? and everyone comes back, they're just gonna utilize the candy, right?
Yeah.
The sugar rush. They're not gonna still know how to do stuff. The frustrating part on top of it is that they're gonna go, oh, look at all the cool stuff that everyone who stayed with her knows now. Gimme, 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 gimme. I remember in Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, I mean, this is true. This happens with everything. You can't be mad at people for not using tech the first time and then they come back and they use the tech, because that's just logical what everyone does. This is one of those complaints that keeps going down the well. You're like, you can't beat it. You just can't.
You should save some of it for tournament. I go, nah. It's like, why? Well, it's like, well, because I need more people to see this so that they can test it. When they test it, they might find inconsistencies, or they might find something different for the characters. But I also need to test it against opponents so I know what works and what doesn't work, or that I can get a good feel for what the opponent wants to do when I use it.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, if you want to high tech, you can high tech. But if you want to show the tech off, that way you can understand where the weaknesses are and strengthen it, that's fine. I think that's true about like anything. This is especially for people who lab out a lot, is that they'll show the tech right away. And if people are breaking down the tech and beating it, they're like, all right, I'm gonna try and figure out some type of way.
What does a person want to do here? Like, that's really good, right? That's like super good information. What do they do there? Or do they get hit? Do they try to reversal? Do they try to throw? Maybe this is
I mean, this is just RPS though. Here's the thing. This is just RPS. This is just purely RPS. Is RPS technically tech? I don't know. Rock, paper, scissors. Which one you gonna throw out?
Help you. I want to help everyone get better. I want to see juries destroying What the fuck are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about when I see like pros doing this? What are we talking about? What?
That creates a safe jump and it does damage, and I'm still at an advantage in the corner. So I'm pretty sure that's pretty good, you know? I mean, yeah, I do it and I'm like, bro, it's very good. Like, I could just set you up in a corner and just be like, all right, cool, make a break. They can do that. They can do a number of things. It sets up an RPS.
Interesting thing here. If you take away their gauge here, guess what? That sets up the double overhead into nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Feng Shui Engine is so undiscovered. I just want to see juries eat. All I want. That's all I want. And you know what the part that sucks the most? The less juries out there, the less the tech evolves. So it's like the more juries
that's
out
not
there
true to an extent.
tech, discovering the tech, the more she can evolve, the better we'll all be. I get it. Some people's goal isn't to evolve tech. That's my goal, right? Some people just want to win games. So I understand going, okay, we're playing Chun.
The way that overall this video, I understand where he's coming from about all of it, but round one, I'm scared of this. I'm scared of that. I'm scared of, coming at you. I'm scared of all that. If the character can't, abuse stuff like the system mechanics, that's why they fall down a bit. If I do something like that to you every single time, I'm doing the crazy, unnecessary, like super scale combo, and I'm doing nothing else. I'm not making you think. I'm like, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna do the same combo over and over again. But if I do this, something like this, now I'm making you think about it. I just did a different mix-up. Now maybe it's just my instincts as a pro player kicking in versus the video, because it's definitely sounds like he's definitely speaking. Of course, I think Cayman said like a mid-level ish. Yeah, take it one step at a time. You can't be mad at people for using the same combo from like 6 months ago. Like, you can't be mad at people for doing that. Like, if it's someone who's like trying to understand Feng Shui, I'm trying to do this, so I'm doing this for now, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But I don't think no jury players like doing that, like one Feng Shui combo like that. They're all mixing it up. So, but yeah, that's kind of how I see it. You know what I'm saying?